Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if this is your first time being here with me. My name is Melissa, and this is Empowered Gems Tarot. Today we're going to be looking into the rest of 2025. So this reading will give kind of a general overview of the energies, events, situations of significance that you're most likely to encounter as you navigate the remainder of this year. I'm not necessarily going to focus it on any particular topic. We're just going to keep it pretty general in nature. But I will be pulling some dedicated cards for career and for love life, just so we can get a sense of what's happening in those areas of life as well. Keep in mind that this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so messages will vary in how specifically they resonate with each individual viewer. As a best practice, if anything feels confusing or doesn't feel like it fits your unique situation as you know it to be, take it as a sign that those are just not your messages today and that they're meant for somebody else out there in the collective that chose the same reading as you. If you did want to book a personal reading with me, the details on how to book are in the description box down below through my website. Okay? And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading selection. So today we have a choice between 3 readings. If you're drawn to reading 1, we have the Siren archetype. For reading 2, we have the Desert archetype. And if you're drawn to reading 3, we have the Faultline archetype. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. And think about the rest of your year and what you need to know. Go ahead and select the reading that you feel the most intuitively connected to. And once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will skip you away to your chosen reading. See you there. Hello, Group 1, and welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Siren archetype, this will be your message for the remainder of 2025. So we're just going to kind of take a look at what is next for you guys, or what themes, energies, events of significance are headed your way for the remainder of the year. So let's go ahead and jump in. So in addition to the Siren, we have the Sun and we have Venus. Okay. Very, very interesting energy, Group 1. So the Siren archetype is really interesting coming up here because I feel like a big part of what you're going to be encountering the next several months is something to do with an energy that's sort of tempting you or calling to you, right? So the Siren can talk about being a temptress. It can talk about being lured into something, kind of lured into the depths, sort of subconsciously, right? I think there's something here that you guys are feeling really pulled to, really drawn to. Maybe this is your own energy as well of being a siren and kind of being in that temptress energy. But it feels like there is something that's being illuminated for you around what it is that you're being pulled to or drawn to in your life, okay? The sun signifies illumination. So this is going to be kind of like lit up for you over the next several months. It's going to be pretty significant. Sun energy is also tied to Leo, the 5th house. So this could have to do with themes of being in the spotlight, themes of like confidence, charisma, acting, talents, maybe even hobbies that you guys have could be a part of this as well. But with the sun being here, I think this siren energy, whatever this situation is, even if it's something within you, right, it's going to be front and center the next few months. With Venus being here, it's also interesting because I think there could also be a tie here to love life and money around what it is that you're lured into or tempted into or pulled or drawn into, right? And the siren, you guys, it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Sometimes these are lessons that we need to learn. Like we need to kind of understand, why is it that I'm drawn to that? Even though I know it might not be good for me, right? Or maybe on its face, it doesn't seem like it's a bad thing, right? But it's luring you in nonetheless. So I think with Venus, there could be something tied to love or money around this. Maybe some of you guys are re-examining your values with whatever you're lured into as well, right? Because Venus has to do with value. So let's see. What else, Spirit, for Group 1? What do they need to know about the rest of 2025? Yeah, that's interesting. So we have the Hierophant, the Six of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Strength card. Wow, that's crazy. With the Queen of Swords at the bottom. So boundaries. I think you guys know, whatever this is, I think you're going to know pretty quickly that it's probably something that's going to require discernment, or that's going to require boundaries or clear communication, right? The first thing that I'm getting, like with this Hierophant card, is I definitely think for some of you this is going to be a temptation, because the Hierophant can talk about commitments, like traditional commitments that we make. Think like marriage, right? Maybe some of you guys are married, or you're kind of committed in a committed traditional relationship with someone, and there's this pull, right? It's something that's lit up inside of you. It's something that is connected to love or finances, right? And so I think there is this pull and this re-examination of like, what are my values? What do I value? Hierophant energy is wisdom as well, though. So I think for some of you, as you're navigating this energy, there's an emphasis on tapping into inner wisdom, maybe partnering with a mentor, an accountability partner, whatever it is that's tempting you. There is this energy of like, okay, I have to do like the right thing. I have to honor my commitments. I have to be professional. Like whatever it is, there's some sort of structure that you're trying to maintain here, so as not to get sucked in with the Strength card. I think a big part of this energy, you guys, has to do with like feeling seen, feeling recognized, right? Because the Six of Wands can talk about when we are kind of put up on a spotlight, or we're getting recognition, or we're being successful in something we do, and we have people noticing us. So I think it's possible for some of you guys that there could be a lesson here around being seen, being acknowledged, being affirmed externally. And maybe this has to do with career or work matters, with the King of Pentacles being here as well. Maybe it's something about being seen within your work, or maybe being seen within a relationship. These are both very traditional energies, with the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles being here, especially if you're a masculine watching this and you're feeling tempted by something or someone. I feel like it is a lesson for you around like staying true to your values, and maybe the reason you feel drawn into it is because it makes you feel seen or validated in some way that you're not getting in some other area of life, okay? So this is super interesting, group one. So let me just kind of read this a bit differently too. So, or not differently, but there's some other themes I'm getting here. I definitely think for a lot of you guys, group one, the rest of this year is bringing in some sort of success for you. I see like financial success. I see career success with the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles here. Some of you guys could be stepping into more of a leadership role. And again, there's something here about you being seen, being elevated, being recognized, maybe a transformation that you guys have gone through as well. Something that's interesting about the Siren is it kind of talks about pulling us down into the deep to do this shadow work, right? And I feel with the Six of Wands, maybe coming into this, the rest of this year, you've been in kind of a shadow work energy where maybe you feel like you haven't been seen or recognized or showing up as your best self. But this shows me that you're emerging from that, having learned the lessons with the Hierophant as this beautiful butterfly, right? So I think there is something about you feeling successful that's significant as well, okay? So let's keep going, group one, and see what other info we can get for you. What else, Spirit, for group one do they need to know about the rest of 2025? The Magician and the Mirror. Very interesting. Okay. What else, Spirit? We have rest and rejuvenation. And we also have the Woman holding a heart. So this can be your energy. This can be maybe the Siren for some of you, right? Like where there's this loving energy. For some of you, if you're feminine, like I think that the Siren energy is you. And it's about like how you're showing up and what you're attracting to you with the Magician in the Mirror. Because you guys are showing me as having a very loving and compassionate heart. If you're a masculine watching this, I think your test is like being lured because of this. Maybe there is something or someone around you that's very loving, very caring, nurturing, right? And maybe that's the pull that you're experiencing here that's testing your values a bit. So the Magician in the Mirror sort of talks about like what we believe about ourselves within is what manifests externally, right? I feel like you guys are going to be coming to a much clearer understanding of this as we move through the remainder of 2025. Magician in the Mirror can talk about our inner confidence. What we believe about ourselves is what comes true. And with this rest and rejuvenation, I do think that a lot of you with the Strength card are managing through any temptation energy by pulling back, practicing restraint, practicing self-control, pulling back your energy, meditating when it feels like the pressure is a little bit too much. Some of you guys could just be getting rest. Yeah, I just feel there's something with love life here, because look at this lion, how he has the rose in his mouth. Right? And lions can talk about courage, but this Strength card also talks about restraint. And there's clearly something here that's tempting you guys that I think you're pulling back, like kind of withholding full impulse with. So let's keep going. What else can you tell us, Spirit, about the remainder of 2025 for group 1? All right, so we have sadness, female, old woman. We have relocation and home. Okay. We have the anchor, stability and security. Interesting. And then we have the pearl. Oh, we have a lot coming up. That's so interesting. And they came up right over top of the Hierophant. So we're going to leave them there. All right. We also have the energy of choices and indecision here at the bottom. So let's talk about it. I definitely think there is something coming up for you guys around your stability, your security, your home. Some of you guys, I don't know if I necessarily see you moving, but maybe some of you are. But there could be matters involving your home, your living situation that come up during this time, and your stability and security within that living situation. With the King of Pentacles and the Hierophant, it definitely feels that things are stable. Maybe there's just a focus here on creating more stability for yourself. We do have this energy of this sad, unhappy, feminine energy being here as well. So this says the old woman. This could be somebody significant in your life. Group 1, maybe like an elderly parent or grandparent. Maybe this person feels sad if you are moving or relocating far away. This can also be a message from a passed over relative, and it says it also can represent sadness in the home. So it's interesting that it came up with this relocation and home energy, right? Maybe some of my group 1 viewers, I keep feeling there's some sort of temptation here, and it could be that you're dealing with sadness in your home, and this is why you're feeling kind of pulled for that external validation elsewhere. You guys have the hidden gem, the key, which is here with the Hierophant, which is unlocking something, and then we have the horse, freedom and action. So again, there's something here with the Hierophant about wisdom. There's something here within your own inner wisdom that is unlocking the answer for you. And I feel like maybe a big part of whatever this is that you guys are working through has to do with this desire for freedom. There's a lot of energy here of stability, but I feel like you guys want to take action towards something that makes you feel free, something that makes you feel authentic or wild, which is where this Siren energy is coming in. One thing that I am being guided to say, group one, is if you are married or in some sort of commitment, even if it's like a commitment to a job and not a person, with the key being here, I feel like Spirit is saying is that the answer to your freedom is through what your values are. Because again, the Hierophant is connected to Taurus, which connects to Venus, which talks about value, right? So what are your values? Getting clear on that is going to set you free in terms of making wise decisions here. But I do think that I see it for you guys a lot of like stability the next few months, a lot of inner work, self-reflection. It just seems like there's some sort of lesson about what it is that's tempting you or pulling you. Okay. So let's see. I want to know about love because I feel like there's some heavy love energy here for some of you guys. What's happening in love the rest of 2025 for group one? Intimacy, sexual chemistry, and reminiscing, and manifest. Tell the universe exactly what you want. So you're kind of calling in with this Magician in the Mirror. You're calling in more of this intimacy, sexual chemistry. Maybe you're reflecting on the past. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of you guys are in a committed relationship, or maybe you're interested in someone who's not available and they're in a relationship. There's something about it that's like not totally clean. Okay. But I think what you're desiring is just intimacy. And what about career for group one, please, Spirit? We have honest work. It's okay to have a job that's not very glamorous. Get some experience to help you move up in the future. Success is a process, not a quick fix. So maybe some of you guys are like working with your hands more, or doing work that's not necessarily like sitting behind a desk, you know? Underneath the deck, we have unfolding, which says access to greater prosperity is opening up for you slowly. You're growing as you learn more and keep expanding. It might be through this honest work that you guys are being shifted more into your purpose. All right, so I'm going to pull one more card for you, group one, just like a self-care message. Let's just kind of see what Spirit wants you to focus on for your self-care. The rest of 2025. I feel like if you guys are married with this sad female energy here, like maybe there's just a focus on building more intimacy with your partner. Let's see. Yeah, look, pleasure. You guys are being called to release something. And this can talk about like the sexual stuff that's coming up, but I also think that pleasure can talk about just having more pleasure in your life in general. What are you doing as a creative outlet? You know, what are you doing to bring more fun and joy and pleasure into your life? And yes, I do think this is talking about intimacy being really important the next few months as well. Really exploring what that means. Right? Because this card talks about intimacy as being sexual chemistry, reminiscing, but intimacy is so much deeper than that, right? It requires vulnerability to really build that emotional connection with someone, to really let them into your space fully and vice versa. I'm not seeing a lot of emotional cards here, group one. So it just, I don't know, it just feels like it's something that Spirit is wanting you to reflect on, is this topic of pleasure and how can you infuse it in your relationship, in your partnerships, romantically, and even just like outside of that too. So this is really interesting, group one. Comment below. This feels like a very specific message for someone. I don't know how much this is going to resonate with everybody out there, but comment below. Let me know a little bit about what's been happening with you and what your plans are for the remainder of this year. I'll see you guys in the next reading soon. Bye. Hey, group 2, and welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the desert archetype, this will be your message. So we're looking into the rest of 2025 and what is in store for you. So in addition to this desert archetype, we have Chiron and we have Aquarius. Okay. So I see you guys moving through a period of healing over the next few months with Chiron being here. And for those that don't know, Chiron is referred to as the wounded healer. So in our natal chart, we all have a Chiron placement. If you guys are curious to learn more about it, I would check your own birth chart to see where it sits. For me, it's in the 10th house of public image and authority figures. So that can kind of inform you of like where is that specific healing or wounding occurring for you in life. But the thing about Chiron is that it doesn't really ever fully heal. It can get reactivated over different experiences that we have. But the cool thing about it is as you learn more about your Chiron and where it is in your chart and how it impacts you, you can actually transmute that energy and learn the knowledge that you need to learn to be able to heal others through it. For you guys, it's coming up here with Aquarius. So Aquarius can talk about friendships, groups that we belong to, collaborations that we're a part of. Aquarius can also be connected to like sort of being unique, marching to the beat of your own drum, even within a collective group of people, kind of being a bit non-traditional. And so with the desert coming up here, I feel like maybe there is something here about you guys potentially feeling left out or feeling like you're going through a bit of a dry spell as it pertains to friendships, collaborations, community, or just feeling like things are lacking in this area of life and it's bringing stuff up for you. So let's see. Rest of 2025, please, Spirit. Group 2. We have the 10 of Cups. Beautiful. Two of Swords in reverse. Three of Pentacles in reverse. And the Chariot in reverse with the Six of Wands at the bottom. Okay. I feel like you guys are making some sort of a decision as it pertains to a collaboration or group that you're a part of before the ending of this year. Because I feel like with whatever this is, there's a lot of love. There's a lot of this beautiful, like, emotional connection. And the 10 of Cups can talk about family. So maybe for some of you, the group or community we're talking about here is your family unit, your extended family, your relatives, children, spouse, like whatever it is. For others of you, it could be a different type of collaborative group, like at work or community work, community service, things like that. Oops. Regardless, there's a lot of love. There's like a lot of these really beautiful sort of emotional connections that are here. But there's been something that you guys have been avoiding or ignoring as it pertains to how the group or the collaborative, like the collaboration has been working. And I think with this Two of Swords, there's this decision that's being made. There's this decision to sort of stop ignoring it and to kind of acknowledge what is happening here. With the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Chariot in reverse, there's a lack of teamwork here. There's a lack of collaboration. There's a lack of being on the same page. And there's also a lack of clear direction and movement forward here. For some of you guys, this could be your own energy, right? Of like not stepping into that collaboration the way that you should, or feeling like you're not sure where you fit into it to even give it a drive or a goal. For others of you, maybe it's just that you're a part of a group that doesn't work well, right? With the desert, it seems like you're being given a few months of time here to kind of reflect on this, right? So there's reflection here There is healing work that needs to happen. There's a decision to acknowledge it. And maybe by the end of the year, you guys will feel a little bit more clear about what is right for you, whether you should stay in this or whether you need to separate out of it. I definitely think that there is like pride and success attached to this as well. And so that could be part of why there's been some repression. But let's see, group 2. What else does group 2 need to know about the rest of their 2025 and this situation? The sun. Well, that's beautiful. And then we have anxiety. Yeah. So here's the thing. Like, I think as we're coming into this reading, things are probably feeling pretty good. We've got the 10 of Cups and the sun. And the sun talks about warmth, creativity, rejuvenation, vitality. So you guys could be in a really nice spot as it pertains to family, home life, your interpersonal connections, your happiness as it pertains to this group. Maybe for some of you, the healing that's taking place is more around the themes of family, right? But there is this other theme over here that's causing you guys stress and anxiety, which has to do with friendships, collaborations, and community. And I do see there's a lot of overthinking things that you guys are dealing with as it pertains to this 3 of Pentacles in reverse and this Chariot in reverse, because it seems like there's a lack of direction and forward movement, and there's a lack of teamwork and working together as a unit here. So even if there's love and there's positive feelings, something about the inner workings are just not coming together. So let's keep going, group 2. What else can you tell us about the rest of 2025, Spirit, for my group 2 viewers? We have the cat, jealousy and gossip. Okay. We have birds, news and messages. We have the old woman, sadness, female. And then we have the dolphins, playfulness and cooperation. It's like within this situation, there is a lot of fun, right? Like playfulness and cooperation does give me like a really nice lighthearted energy, but there is something more structural that I feel is not working or not happening smoothly for some of you guys. I think maybe there's a part of you, my viewer, as it pertains to the situation where like jealousy or envy could be part of what's being triggered for you. So it could be that you guys are feeling left out. Like maybe other people are leaving you out or not working with you because they have this kind of jealous energy. Whereas for others of you, I would do some reflection as to whether or not it's your own jealousy or envy of others that or fears that are kind of keeping you back from like getting into this collaboration, this friendship unit or whatever, this family unit. I definitely think toward the beginning of this timeline that we're tapping into with the sun, whatever this is going to be illuminated for you. So you're going to know pretty clearly toward the beginning here. Is it you? Is it them? There's some sort of news or communication that's going to reveal it for you. Okay. And somebody here is not happy with the old woman. This can be anyone in your field, anyone in this collaborative group, this unit, these friendship groups, whatever. That could be not happy. And I do think that there is some anxiety over that. It could be your energy as well, group 2. So even though there is this energy of playfulness and this desire for cooperation, I do see there being some challenges with forward movement, especially toward the ending of this year. Okay. So let's see. What about love life, Spirit, for group 2? What do they need to know about their love life? We have liar. Be careful of someone sneaky. See, and then we also have retrograde here. Electronic issues, communication issues, review everything. So I think something is going to be coming out. Saturn is retrograde until February. That could be part of it. I know Uranus is going into retrograde as well as I'm recording this. So regardless, I think there is something that's going to be coming out around someone in your group, in your family, that is not being totally honest about something here. Maybe it's yourself, you gotta just gotta be real and reflective, group 2. What about career messages, Spirit, for my group 2 viewers? We have people skills. You have a flair for working well with others. You could be a diplomat, counselor, salesperson, or head of a company. So interacting with people is significant, but look at this. We do have prickly situation. You need both tact and diplomacy to reach your goals. The struggle is worth the prize. Work around the issue and use a gentle touch. There is definitely something here where you guys, I think, are wanting to lead or to move forward or to collaborate, but maybe there's somebody in the group that you have to be very careful with, how you frame and position things. So it's a pretty interesting group too. I definitely feel like things on the home and family front are probably pretty good. But I feel like there's something with work or collaboration or friendship that is going to be working itself out, especially toward December, November, December timeframe. Okay, so let's go ahead and see group 2. What self-care message Spirit is advising for you to close out this year? Take a walk. So getting outside, getting out in nature, grounding yourself, connecting with crystals, right? Get outside. Get some fresh air. Go into the woods. Go into the mountains. Go into the desert if you live near the desert. Definitely seems like grounding and just kind of breathing in the fresh air is going to help you guys to move through any challenges the rest of the year. Okay? So this is what I see, group 2. Comment below. Let me know a little bit about what's been happening and what your plans are for the rest of the year. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye. Hey group 3, and welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the fault line, this is going to be your reading. We're going to be looking into the rest of 2025 and what is in store for you. So in addition to the fault line, we have the South Node. We also have the Midheaven. Okay, group 3. All right, so here's what I feel. There is something happening the next few months where I think it's going to show you where something is a bit unstable in your life. There's cracks starting to emerge in the foundations of whatever this is. And so there is this energy of the South Node where I think it's going to give you guys an opportunity to address the cracks or to rebuild a stronger foundation here. South Node, it talks about our comfort areas, right? So maybe there is something about your comfort zone that's causing the cracks, or maybe there's something about your skills that you're most comfortable with that you can lean into to repair whatever is breaking open. I think, though, for a lot of you guys, with the South Node being here, you have probably been in a little bit of a comfort zone. And with the fault line being here, this is like your foundations being a little bit shaken. Nothing's crumbling yet, right? But it's a little shaky, and it's going to show you something that is not as stable anymore as it once was. And it might actually be a catalyst for some sort of bigger change that you choose to make down the road. So we don't want to ignore this, okay? Now, with the midheaven being here, this can have to do with your career and your public image, right? Maybe even leaders in your space or authority figures. Your relationship to authority figures could be significant during this time. Whatever this is, I do think that it is public in nature or impacting your public life, your career life, what you're known for. Okay, so let's keep going and just see what else comes through. So what else, Spirit, does group number 3 need to be aware of for the remainder of 2025? What else does group 3 need to be aware of for the remainder of 2025? We have the Magician. The 10 of Wands. The Star. Okay. And the 5 of Wands in reverse with the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, Wheel of Fortune is saying this is some sort of fated or destined shift. Maybe even a curveball that the universe could be throwing you. But I don't think that it's bad, you guys. I think that for a lot of you guys with the Magician, this is something where you have the skills and abilities needed to be successful. You might even be relying on skills that you have obtained from like a past version of yourself to get through the change that's happening here. With the 10 of Wands, the only thing that I see that looks a little challenging here is that this is a lot. I think that whatever is changing with work or your public image, there is a lot of work. There's a lot of responsibility. You guys could be feeling like you just have a lot on your plate, a lot weighing you down. It might even just be that, because when I'm looking at the energy of this card, it almost looks like we're just wandering in the dark through a forest. There's all these trees in front of us. We can't really see a clear path forward. So I think that could be part of it, is like maybe it's not necessarily that it's physically a lot of work, but maybe it's just the fact that like we don't know very clearly what's happening or where we're going or where the light at the end of the tunnel is what makes it feel more burdensome. Right? But just know that you guys, I think, are very protected in all of this. I do think that you have the skills and abilities to do what's needed here. And with the Star, I actually see something really positive here impacting your public image. This is going to bring in some sort of period of healing and renewal for you. As you go through the tough time, there will be a period of healing and renewal. You know, the hard work will pay off. I do think that you're going to be seen really well throughout this with the Star. You're an inspiration to others, or you're feeling more inspired during this time. I think the key with the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands in reverse, is just to not fight it, not be combative during it. It's just kind of like you stand out through not getting involved in conflict is what I see, okay? So let's keep going, group 3. What else, Spirit, can you tell us about the rest of 2025 for my group 3 viewers? Yeah, it's like your foundation is being shaken up a little bit. And it is going to require you to sort of reorganize yourself. Maybe there's a temporary period of taking on more responsibilities or more workload that feels a little draining. Okay? But with the Star, it gets better. I think especially toward the end of this year, like November, December timeframe is when things start to clear up for you. Maybe you guys manifested all this work. I don't know. With the Magician and the 10 of Wands, maybe you created this work for yourself. Let's see. We have Journey. Ooh. Okay. And we have the 7th chakra, which is the crown chakra. 3rd chakra, solar plexus. So your confidence, your willpower, all of that is going to be challenged during this time and strengthened. Okay. So yeah, there's something new. Like there's some sort of new path you're setting out on at the beginning of this timeline, group 3. So maybe you're traveling. Maybe you're going somewhere to the past, revisiting somewhere from the past. There is some sort of a new journey. But it's interesting connected to the South Node, right? Because the South Node is the past. So it makes me feel like it's something new, but it's like almost revisiting something that's not new is providing this new journey for you, okay? Again, I think the key is just to not fight it. And I think I see you guys being very much like spiritually connected during this time, like relying on your intuition, relying on messages, signs, synchronicities that you're seeing from source to get you through. I think toward the end of this time, your intuition will be much stronger. I think too, it's just saying like, trust that the universe is guiding you to where you need to be, right? So even if it feels like a temporary period of discomfort, it's a redirection that's needed for some reason, okay? And I think that's why we have that 5 of Wands in reverse, where it's like you're not going to fight it. You're just going to see the bright side of it with the star. And I think through that, you actually stand out really positively with the midheaven and the star here. Almost like you guys, maybe you guys are the star, right? Like you're kind of the guiding light to others from the midheaven perspective. Like maybe you're in a very public facing position through all of this. So what else, Spirit, can you tell us about the rest of 2025 for group 3? Hold up. We have gate, opportunities, and home. So maybe some of you guys are moving back home or moving back to an area that you lived before. There is definitely a new opportunity that's opening up for you that is connected to the past. Okay, what else? Okay. We have the moose, acceptance, and eccentric. Yeah, so it's like accepting things as they are, not fighting it. But also with eccentric, being your own unique self. Okay. We also have the envelope, unfolding, and surprise. So I think that's like a pleasant surprise coming through with the star, like in how all of this unfolds for you. One more. And then we have the whale, wisdom keeper. Yes. So again, tapping into that spiritual wisdom that you have is getting you through. And then we have scarab, nourishment and transformation. So I know that it sounds maybe a little ominous, group 3, because it's never good to see a crack in your foundation, right? But I think there's something about it that's like redirecting you into some sort of a new opportunity that's going to be very healing for you and maybe even unfold in a very positive and surprising manner. Okay. So let's take a look and we're going to see love life and career energies next. So what does group 3 need to know, Spirit, about their love life at this time? Oh, wow. Okay, we had a few coming out. So we have moving, change of residence, moving in with your partner. So maybe some of you guys are moving with the journey. We also have cycles, fate, karma, something ending, something beginning, and then we have intimacy as well. So you guys could be increasing intimacy with a partner, moving in with a partner. We do also have no, it's not the right time. So that's interesting. I think that's going to play out a little differently for each of you, but it feels like there's definitely something connected to home or relocation that is highly significant here. And perhaps this ending or this change is leading to a new beginning that ends up being much more positive for you than you could have imagined. Okay, Spirit, what about career? Because I feel like that's mostly what this is about. So, Spirit, what does group 3 need to know about their career? The remainder of 2025. We have signs. There it is with the seventh chakra. You're putting together pieces of the puzzle from signs you're getting. Pay attention to the coincidences you experience. So you guys, with the fault line, it might not even be anything super drastic. It could just be that you're starting to feel the cracks in the foundation, right? And you're using this as an opportunity to honor, you know, like what you're feeling and seeing happening all around you, even if it's subtle, and move accordingly. Okay. But again, there's a spiritual energy here connected to the 7th chakra. I think that whatever is changing for you guys in career the next few months is divinely guided. Okay. All right, so what else, Spirit? Self-care message to close us out for group 3. We have watch a movie. So cozy nights in, watching a movie, abundance planning, being mindful of your budget and your spending. That seems to be what Spirit wants you to focus on for self-care the next few months. And it makes sense because I do think with the 10 of Wands, there's going to be a lot of work on your plate or just a lot of burden or just an unclear period. And so just doing these very simple things of just relaxing and enjoying a movie, I think is going to be very healing for you, group 3. So this is what I see for you. Comment below. Let me know a little bit about what you guys have planned the rest of 2025. And I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye.